good day to you. I've just been sitting here, reflecting on my life, looking through my scrapbook full of cuttings of all the early spring and the autumn meetings and the grand tournaments and all the courses that I helped lay out. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Tom Morris. I came over to Machrihanish here in 1878, I think it was, and laid out the final 6 holes of the Kintyre course for them. Of course, I started my career as a feather golf ball maker, and then went over to Prestwick for 13 years and set up that first 12-hole course, and where it held the first Open Championships, which of course I won 4 of them, as did my son Tommy, back to back. You know, we were winner and runner-up of the 1869 Open. Imagine that, eh? Tommy just 18 years old. The sadness of young Tom's death in 1875. How many championships would he have won? Anyway, I continued with my work, and I was 40 years custodian of the links of St Andrews, you know, and responsible for all the changes there, and then laying out greens from Dornoch and Nairn, down the coast at Fraserburgh, Cruden Bay, Muirfield, courses you would have heard of, over to Ireland even, to Royal County Down. And but the one place that I really enjoyed coming to was Machrihanish here. Charlie Hunter, he took over as keeper of the greens at Prestwick. He'd helped them with the first 12 holes, and he kept saying to me, "You've got to get over there, it's just the most magnificent terrain." So when I did arrive, I wasn't disappointed, I can assure you. I always thought that ground out there had another course in it. You know, if the God Almighty had designed a paradise in Linksland, it was surely here at Machrihanish. And now, 120 years later, you have the chance to play Machrihanish Dunes in the way that golf was intended to be played during my time. So enjoy your stay here, and just remember, I'll be watching out for you.
In Scotland, true links golf courses are not created, they are born of the land. More than 130 years ago, old Tom Morris recognised the potential for great golf in this rugged, romantic corner of Scotland when he said, "The Almighty mon he had golf in his ee when he made this place." Today, another Scot, David Macleay Kidd, with the same professional eye and the same sense of place, has been entrusted with this unique and precious landscape to mould it into the Machrihanish Dunes Golf Club. Machrihanish Dunes is the first golf course to have been built on a site of special scientific interest since the days of old Tom himself. It is also the first 18-hole links golf course to be built on the west coast of Scotland in 100 years. Set hard against the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, Machrihanish Dunes shares breathtaking views with the adjacent Machrihanish Golf Club links laid out by old Tom Morris in 1879, one of Scotland's classic and most revered links. Measuring 7,175 yards, Machrihanish Dunes features 6 greens and 5 tees at the ocean's edge. Machrihanish Dunes promises to be the world's next great golf experience, one that beckons those with a deep passion and true respect for the roots of the game, one that is naturally born of the land and yet has been moulded to extract its most superb attributes, one that instantly takes your breath away with its majestic beauty, along with its prolific challenges. Machrihanish Dunes, the way golf began and where the ancient traditions of the game continue.
Hi, my name's David Macleay Kidd and I'm the golf course architect for Machrihanish Dunes. Back in the early 80s, my father moved to Gleneagles and took over as the golf course superintendent. It was maybe around then in my teenage years that I found a passion for golf course design. And having spent so much time up here at Machrihanish, I knew these links lay here and could be a phenomenal golf course. But over the years, as my career developed, I never could find a client who wanted to build out here It wasn't until I met Brian Keating and David Southworth that I was given the opportunity to create the golf course here at Machrihanish Dunes. The hardest part of Machrihanish Dunes wasn't so much the build. God laid it here, we just planted the pins where they fell. The hardest part was working with the environment, understanding the incredibly fragile environment here and being able to work golf through it and to protect it forever and always. In my world, conventional golf construction requires that you take down all the vegetation, take up all the soil, regrade everything how you see it, build up the tees, put drainage in, put very extensive irrigation in, build greens, plant lots of plants. What did we do here? We did almost none of that. Machrihanish Dunes is as I found it. What you will play out here today is almost the same as when I wandered across here as a boy. We mowed the fairways, there was no reseeding. We stripped off some turf for the greens, that's true, but we really didn't build greens at all. There's no drainage underneath them. The irrigation system is the simplest it could possibly be. Pop-ups around the greens and some hose points here and there. What you'll play today really is the way golf began. This is purest golf. Even the bunkers weren't constructed. They're where actual natural scrapes and eroded areas were. We made them maybe a little deeper or a little bigger. We let the edges fall in just as they wish to, and you see them as they were. They're going to evolve in the coming years. Maybe they'll get bigger or smaller. Maybe we'll do a little work here and there, but they're not the trimmed Augusta edges that you might find elsewhere. So what do I hope you experience here today at Machrihanish Dunes? I hope you get to experience it all. You're going to get some good bounces and some bad bounces. You're going to see some fascinating views. You're going to see things you've never seen before. You've never even thought possible on a golf course before. But it is nature, just the way I found it.
To say that Machrihanish Dunes was designed or constructed wouldn't be accurate. Not at all. Machrihanish Dunes is situated on pure links land, just like many of Scotland's oldest and most famous courses. Places with illustrious names like St Andrews, Muirfield, Prestwick and Troon. Machrihanish Dunes was created on its hallowed ground just as they were on theirs hundreds of years ago. Not with bulldozers, but by hand, with rakes and shovels. Just as they used their existing land, much as they found it on which to build their fields of dreams, so too have we here at Machrihanish Dunes. In its construction and in its ongoing maintenance, there wasn't, isn't, and never will be any use of heavy equipment, chemical fertilizers, or any other modern maintenance shortcuts. The fairways will evolve and mature beautifully over time at the hand of Mother Nature herself. The rough will be thinned out not by weed whackers, but by the local crofter's sheep. We will, however, maintain tees and greens with hand mowers, with an eye toward providing the very best possible playing surfaces. In short, what you will find at Machrihanish Dunes is a golf course built and kept in perfect harmony with nature. A course that will be self-sustaining for centuries to come. It's no exaggeration to say that though you may encounter 40 shades of brown during your round at Machrihanish Dunes, you will in fact be playing the world's greenest golf course.